My child, stop what you're doing and listen. The noise around you has grown too loud, and yet, beneath it all, my voice still calls your name. Look around you, I might be watching you. Not with judgment, but with the eyes of a father who sees what you cannot, who feels the pulse of your hidden battles and the weight of your unspoken fears. You've mistaken my silence for absence, but I have never left. Every moment, every breath, every shadow and whisper, I am there. Listen closely now, for what I'm about to reveal could change how you see everything. When the noise of the world grows distant and the hum of your thoughts softens into silence, that is where you will find me, waiting, listening, speaking softly. You often wonder if I am near, especially in those quiet moments when you sit alone and the weight of your thoughts presses against your chest. You whisper questions into the dark, and you think no one hears. But I hear. I always hear. Before your words ever reach your lips, I already know the ache behind them. You mistake my stillness for absence, yet I am in that stillness, breathing peace into the very air around you. Look closer, my child. Every pause between your heartbeats is a space I fill. Every gentle stirring in your soul is my voice brushing against your spirit, whispering, you are not alone. You see, I do not always thunder from the heavens. More often, I draw near in the gentleness of the moment you least expect. I am in the sigh you release after holding back tears all day. I am in the calm that unexpectedly settles after your storm of worry. My presence is not loud because love does not need to shout to be heard. It simply is. You look for me in miracles and mountains, but I often hide myself in the smallest places, in the hush before dawn, in the warmth that rises when someone says your name with kindness, in the peace that comes for no reason at all. I am the whisper in the stillness, not to be found by striving but by surrender. You think you must chase me, but I have already found you. Every breath you draw is proof that I am near. I move in the unseen, in the spaces your eyes overlook, because faith grows where sight cannot reach. I am teaching you to feel what cannot be seen, to recognize me not by form but by presence. When you finally quiet your racing thoughts, when you lay down the weight of your need to control, you will hear me. My voice does not compete with chaos. It invites you away from it. So when you cannot sense me, do not panic. Pause. Look around you. Listen. For I am not far off watching from some distant throne. I am beside you, closer than your own breath, whispering hope into the silence of your uncertainty. You have cried out for signs, and sometimes I send them, a song that speaks exactly to your pain, a verse that answers your unspoken prayer, a memory that suddenly brings comfort. That is me speaking in language your heart can understand. My whispers are not meant to oppress. They are meant to awaken. So when the world grows quiet tonight and you feel that gentle stirring deep within, know this: it is not emptiness you feel, it is me. Look around, my beloved. I might be watching you, not from afar, but from the quiet center of your soul. Even when you look away, my gaze remains fixed upon you. You have wandered through days when guilt shadowed your heart, believing I could not bear to look at you anymore. But I tell you now, my eyes have never turned from you, not once. I watched you when you laughed freely under the open sky, and I watched you when you hid your face in shame, wishing to disappear. You thought the light in you had dimmed beyond recognition, yet I still saw beauty where you saw brokenness. My eyes are not eyes that condemn, they are eyes that understand. I see every reason behind every choice, every wound behind every failure. I see not just what you've done, but what hath been done to you. I look beyond your scars and see the soul I shaped before time began, a soul that still carries the glow of my breath within it. You must know this: My watching is not surveillance, it is devotion. I do not observe from a distance, waiting for your mistakes. I watch as a father watches his beloved child learning to walk, delighting even in the stumbles. I have seen your battles with fear, your quiet victories that no one applauded, and the times you kept standing when everything within you begged to give up. And every time, my eyes have been filled with tenderness, not disappointment. You have imagined me turning away when you failed, but if you could see through my gaze, you would realize I have never looked away. Even when you ran, I followed, not to punish but to protect. When others walked away from you, I stayed. I have always stayed. I saw you that night when tears soaked your pillow and you whispered, "Does anyone even care?" I cared then, as I do now. I saw you when you smiled through pain so no one would worry. I saw the moment your heart quietly broke, and you kept breathing anyway. I saw it all and I called it courage. You do not have to earn my attention. It is already yours. The world may forget, people may overlook, but I never do. My eyes never tire of you. They see the story I am still writing through your life, even when you think the chapters have ended. So when you feel unseen, remember this: my gaze has never wavered. You are the constant focus of divine love. Look up, my beloved. Before you even begin to seek me, I am already watching, waiting, loving. When the shadows lengthen and your soul trembles beneath the weight of uncertainty, that is when my presence presses closest to you. You think darkness means I have stepped away, but no, child. The night does not hide you from me, it reveals me in a different light. When all the lights around you go dim and the laughter fades, you finally hear what you could not before, the quiet pulse of my nearness. I am not afraid of your darkness. I walk within it beside you. You see only the shadows. I see the seed of dawn already planted within them. The deeper the night, the more fiercely my light burns for you. Every valley, every silence, every moment of fear becomes the place where my glory quietly gathers around your fragile heart. You have asked me why the night must come at all. You have cried, "If you are with me, why do I feel so lost?" Hear me now, my presence is not always felt as warmth or laughter. Sometimes it is the strength that holds you upright when you do not even know how you're still standing. It is the peace that sneaks in after the tears. It is the sudden knowing, deep and wordless, that somehow you are being carried. The darkness does not mean I am gone. It means I am closer than ever, shielding you from what you cannot see, guiding you through what you do not yet understand. I have walked with you through every unseen moment. The night you almost gave up, the morning you forced yourself to rise, the day you whispered, "I can't do this anymore." I was there. You didn't see me, but you felt the strange strength that helped you breathe again. That was me, holding you up when you couldn't hold yourself. Do not fear the shadows anymore, for they are not your enemies. They are the canvas upon which my light will soon be painted. Even now, I am turning your darkness into the soil of revelation, the birthplace of hope. The night will not last forever, but while it lingers, it is sacred, because I am in it with you. You guard the hidden rooms of your heart carefully, afraid of what I might find inside. But I already know what lies there, every secret ache, every unspoken longing, every sin you wish could be erased. You hide not because you are evil, but because you are human. Yet hear me now, my beloved, I am not afraid of your secrets. The places you hide from me are the very places I long to heal. I do not enter those hidden chambers with condemnation, but with compassion. I knock not to expose, but to restore. For even the rooms filled with shame are still part of the home that I desire to dwell in. You think you have buried things too deep for even me to see. The guilt, the memories, the regrets that haunt your nights. But I have walked through every corridor of your heart since before you were born. I know the child that still lives inside you, the one who wanted to be loved purely, freely, without fear. I see the parts of you that have never stopped reaching for me, even when your hands were trembling. I am not disappointed by what I find within you, because I see beyond the mess. I see the masterpiece waiting to emerge. The cracks in your heart do not repel me, they invite me. For where you are broken, my grace flows freely. So open the door, even if it creaks from long disuse. Let me into the corners you have kept dim for too long. I will not shame you there. I will shine light upon the truth and call it beautiful again. The healing you seek cannot come from hiding. It comes when you allow me to enter. I have always loved you, not the polished version you show the world, but the real one. The one that trembles and doubts and still dares to hope. Let me in, and I will make your heart my dwelling place once more, not as a guest, but as the one who belongs there. Look around you, my beloved. Every shadowed corner of your heart is already filled with my waiting light. Do you know, my beloved, that I have wept for you? Not in anger, not in frustration, but in a love so deep it trembles with sorrow for your pain. When your heart broken, no one noticed. I noticed. When you hid your tears behind a brave face, I felt every one of them. You imagined me as distant, high above, untouched by your grief. But I tell you the truth. I am the watcher who weeps. My tears have mingled with yours in the dark nights when you thought you cried alone. I have felt the sting of every betrayal that wounded you, the ache of every goodbye, the loneliness that wrapped itself around your soul like a shadow. I did not turn away. I watched not as a cold observer, but as one whose heart beats in rhythm with your own. Every pain that touched you, touched me first. You ask, if you care, why do you let me suffer? My child, I do not delight in your suffering. Yet even in the pain, I see what you cannot. The seeds of your becoming. There are places within you that only tears can soften, only struggle can shape. My watching is not passive, it is purposeful. When you fall to your knees, I am beside you, not above you. When you ache for comfort, I am the unseen embrace that steadies you. My heart bends low when yours breaks. My love reaches deeper than your despair. I do not look away from your mess. I step into it, transforming it with compassion. And when you think you've gone too far, I whisper, I still see you, and I still love you. I have wept for the moments when you settled for less than what I created you for, when you doubted your worth because the world failed to recognize it. I have cried over the lies you believed about yourself, lies that told you you were too damaged, too lost, too unworthy. I weep because I see who you truly are, and it pains me to watch you live beneath the truth. My tears are not weakness. They are the rivers of mercy that wash over you, cleansing the wounds you cannot heal on your own. You have never cried alone, not once. Every sob, every sigh, every silent scream, my heart has heard them all. And when the morning comes and the tears finally dry, know this, I have gathered every one of them as treasure, as testimony, as proof that even in your pain, you were never abandoned. When you believe your quiet efforts go unseen, I am the one who sees. I have watched you do good when no one thanked you, forgive when no one apologized, love when no one returned it. The world may measure greatness in applause and recognition, but I measure it in hidden faithfulness. You think no one notices your patience, your late-night prayers, the way you hold yourself together when everything threatens to fall apart. But I do. I see every unseen act of kindness, every sacrifice that cost you more than anyone will ever know. When you chose compassion over bitterness, that moment reached heaven. When you shared what little you had, even when it left you empty, I wrote it into eternity. Nothing done in love ever disappears. It echoes in realms you cannot yet see. You are living in a world that overlooks the quiet souls, that celebrates noise over faithfulness. But I delight in the unseen hearts, the ones who serve without credit, who love without seeking reward. When you choose integrity when no one's watching, you honor me more deeply than you realize. I am watching those moments not to judge, but to celebrate. Every act of hidden obedience shines like a light before me. You wonder if your life has made any difference, and I say yes, more than you know. For every time you loved in secret, you reflected my own heart. I am the God of the unnoticed, the quiet watchers, the faithful few who choose light when it would be easier to fade into the dark. Do not be weary in doing good, even when no one claps. Your reward is not lost, it is waiting. I am storing every selfless act, every tearful prayer, every patient endurance as treasure in eternity. The world may never speak your name, but I whisper it constantly. I saw you today when you smiled through pain to comfort another. I saw when you stayed kind in the face of cruelty. Those moments are not forgotten. They are sacred. My eyes are upon you, not to tally your failures, but to honor your love. So keep walking faithfully, child. Though no one else may notice, I do. And one day, you will see what I saw all along, that the smallest acts of love were the greatest miracles of all. You have wandered far at times, haven't you? Seeking meaning in the noise, comfort in fleeting pleasures, peace in temporary things. And yet through it all, my eyes have searched for you, not to condemn, but to call you home. You run because you fear my gaze will bring shame, but my eyes carry no judgment, only longing. I have watched you chase what could never fill you, and even then I love you. I watched as you gave your heart to lesser loves, hoping they would make you whole. But still I waited. Still I search it. Every sunrise was my invitation. Every breath you took was my mercy whispering, "Come back to me." I have followed you through valleys of confusion, through paths you thought I could not walk. You thought I had left when you fell, but I was there in the dust beside you, reaching out my hand. You are not the one who finds me. I am the one who finds you. Every time your heart aches for more, that ache is my voice calling your name. I am not waiting at a distance for you to return clean. I come into your mess and call you beloved. You have tried to silence me, but love cannot be silenced. It searches. It waits. It pursues. And I will never stop pursuing you. I have seen every road you've taken, and none of them have led you beyond my reach. You can run to the ends of the earth, but even there I am. You can bury yourself in distraction, but my love will still find its way in through the cracks. I am not chasing you to punish you. I am chasing you because you belong to me. I know the way home even when you've forgotten it. And when you finally pause, tired and weary from running, you will realize that I was never far behind. I have always been the one walking toward you, not away. My eyes search for you even now, not because I lost you, but because you are worth finding. Look around, my beloved. I'm closer than you think. You feel it sometimes, don't you? That quiet stirring in your spirit, that sudden conviction that rises from within like a whisper you didn't expect to hear. That is me, speaking gently, calling softly, confronting not to condemn but to awaken. You mistake conviction for guilt, but it is not meant to crush you. It is meant to free you. When I confront you, it is never with a raised voice or a pointed finger. It is with the tenderness of a father who longs for his child to come home. I see the choices that pull you away from peace, the habits that drain your soul, the compromises that wound your joy. I see them, yet I do not turn from you. Instead, I draw closer. My confrontation is not rejection. It is redemption in motion. I do not expose you to shame you. I reveal what hurts you so I can heal it. You often silence my voice because it feels uncomfortable to face the truth, but the truth is what sets you free. I am not angry that you struggle. I know how heavy the world has been. But when you hide from me, you deny yourself the healing I am trying to give. I do not want your perfection. I want your honesty. I would rather have your broken confession than your polished excuses. When I touch the sore places in your soul, it is not to cause pain, but to draw out the poison that's been burying there too long. You pray for peace, yet resist the process that brings it. Peace does not come from avoidance, it comes from surrender. My child, when you feel that divine discomfort, do not run from it. That is my hand upon your heart, urging you toward light. I am not the harsh voice of shame. I am the quiet truth that says, you were made for more than this. The world calls it judgment, I call it mercy. For I would rather wound you with truth than let you die with lies. Every time I confront you, I am saving you from something you cannot yet see. So when my spirit stirs within you, pause and listen. A gentle tug is not meant to break you. It is meant to bring you back. For even my correction is soaked in love, and every word I speak, no matter how piercing, is spoken for your restoration, not your ruin. You keep looking for me in the thunder and lightning, in the miracles and the mountaintops. But I am just as present in the quiet, ordinary moments of your day. You expect me in the sacred, but I dwell in the simple. When you wake and breathe before the world rushes in, I am there. When sunlight filters through your window and warms your skin, that warmth is my reminder that I still surround you. You do not need a burning bush to know I'm near. Sometimes I am the hush between your thoughts, the rhythm of your heartbeat, the laughter that fills a quiet room. You chase the extraordinary, yet I wait for you in the everyday. For it is in the ordinary that I show you how sacred life truly is. I walk with you through grocery aisles, through traffic jams, through moments you think don't matter. I watch you wash dishes, fold laundry, drive home exhausted, and I am just as present there as I am in the sanctuary. I am not confined to stained glass and sermons. I am woven into every breath of your existence. I find joy in your laughter, tenderness in your tears, purpose in your smallest acts of love. Every mundane thing becomes holy when done with me in mind. You want to find meaning, yet I have placed meaning in the very moments you overlook. Stop rushing through your days searching for the divine. Slow down and look around. It's already with you. You see, my child, I am not a distant deity waiting in high places. I am Emmanuel, God with you. When you sit quietly with a cup of coffee and feel that strange calm, that's me. When you help someone who can't repay you, that's me moving through you. I am in the rhythm of your routine, the pause between your sighs, the simple beauty of being alive. I sanctify the ordinary because it's where most of your life unfolds. You don't need a sign to know I am near. You need stillness. Learn to find me not just in miracles, but in moments. Because sometimes the miracle is simply this: I never left your side, not even for a heartbeat. When you turn your heart toward me, even slightly, heaven rejoices. You do not see it, but every step you take toward truth sends ripples of celebration through eternity. You think your obedience is small, your progress too slow, but I see differently. When you choose forgiveness instead of bitterness, I see victory. When you extend kindness in a world that rewards cruelty, I see light overcoming darkness. My eyes do not only watch for your failures, they dance with joy at your smallest triumphs. I am not keeping a record of your mistakes. I am composing a song out of your resilience. Every yes you whisper to me, every time you resist what once held you captive, every prayer you pray even when you feel nothing, all of it delights my heart. You must understand this. I do not watch you with the eyes of an accuser, but with the eyes of a father proud of his child. The world may not notice your quiet victories, but I do. When you apologize even though it humbles you, when you stand for truth even when it costs you, when you love even when it hurts, that is worship to me. And yes, there is joy in heaven each time you turn away from darkness, each time you choose love over fear. Angels celebrate not when you are perfect, but when you are becoming more like me, one act of grace at a time. You have spent so much of your life fearing my judgment, yet I wish you could see how often I smile over you. My eyes are not only eyes of correction, they are eyes of delight. I do not wait for you to reach perfection before I rejoice. I celebrate your progress. I see you trying, and that effort moves me deeply. You are not unseen, and you are not unloved. I watch you as a gardener watches a tender seed sprouting through the soil, with patience, pride, and hope. And every time you grow, every time you rise, I whisper, "That's my child." So do not hide from my gaze, for it is not one of disappointment, it is one of joy. Look around, my beloved. Even now, heaven is rejoicing over you. You wonder why I do not speak sometimes. You kneel in prayer, waiting for the warmth of my voice, the familiar stirring in your spirit. But all you hear is silence. You question if I have withdrawn, if I've grown weary of your prayers, or if you've somehow failed me. But no, beloved, my silence is not distance, it is depth. I am not absent in the quiet, I am working in it. There are seasons when I speak through thunder, and seasons when I teach you through stillness. When you cannot hear me, it is not because I've stopped speaking, it is because I'm teaching you to trust what I've already said. The silence you fear is not a punishment. It is a sacred classroom where faith learns to breathe without sound. I am shaping your spirit to recognize me even when I do not speak aloud. You crave constant affirmation, constant proof that I am near, yet faith grows strongest in the unseen. When the noise of my miracles fades, when you no longer feel the rush of my presence, that is when your roots go deeper. Just as seeds grow in the darkness of the soil, so your spirit matures in the quiet of waiting. My silence is not neglect, it is nourishment. You ask me to reveal my will, but sometimes the silence is my will to slow you, to ground you, to draw your attention from answers back to me. You do not always need new words from heaven. Sometimes you need to rest in the last one I gave you. I know the silence can ache like loneliness, but listen closer. Beneath it beats the steady rhythm of my faithfulness. Even when you feel forgotten, I am weaving the unseen details of your story together. When you cannot trace my hand, trust my heart. When I am quiet, it is because I am doing something that words could never explain. I am stretching your faith beyond feelings, beyond sight, into pure trust. You have learned to love me when I bless you. Now learn to love me when I am silent. For even in silence, I am speaking volumes. I am teaching you that love doesn't need constant confirmation. It simply is. And when this season ends, and my voice breaks through again, you will realize that I never stopped speaking. I was just teaching you to hear me in a deeper way. And then, one day, it happens. You pause, not because I shout, but because something inside you finally grows still enough to see. You look around, and suddenly the ordinary world feels drenched in my presence. You realize that I have been here all along, woven into every sunrise, every breath, every mercy that held you up when you didn't know how you'd make it. The recognition doesn't come with fanfare, it comes with tears. Tears of relief, tears of awe. Because for the first time, you see not just what I've done, but who I am in your story. You see that the moments you called coincidence were really my fingerprints, and the people you called strangers were carriers of my kindness. You see that every detour, every delay, every unanswered prayer was not me ignoring you. It was me guiding you home by another route. You always expected my presence to be something dramatic, but now you understand that I have been whispering through everything all along. When you laughed, that was me in your joy. When you grieved, that was me in your comfort. When you survived what should have broken you, that was me in your strength. I have not just watched your journey, I have walked it with you. I have been the unseen thread tying every chapter together, patiently waiting for the moment your eyes would open wide enough to recognize me. And now, in this moment of holy clarity, your heart finally understands. I was never gone. You were never alone. Do you see now why I said look around? You spent so long searching for me in distant heavens, not realizing that I was beside you, in the kindness of a friend, in the peace after the storm, in the quiet resilience that rose within you when hope seemed gone. My love has never been absent. It has simply been disguised in the ordinary. This moment of recognition is not the end. It is the beginning of seeing me everywhere. And once your eyes are opened, you will never be able to unsee me again. You will find me in every breath, every shadow, every light, until even your pain becomes proof of my presence. Now, beloved, the story draws toward the mystery that has been unfolding since the first breath of your life. When the day comes that your eyes finally meet mine face to face, you have wondered what it will be like, that sacred instant when time falls away and eternity begins. You imagine judgment, but what you will find is love so vast it silences every fear. For in that moment, when your gaze locks with mine, you will finally understand. Every moment I watched over you was never about control. It was about love. I've watched you through every joy, every fall, every rise, every doubt, and never once did my eyes turn away. My gaze has followed you from the cradle to the crossroad, from the first cry to the final sigh, and it will not look away even when the world fades from view. You will see, in my eyes, the reflection of every tear you ever cried, transformed into jewels of redemption. You will understand that the pain you thought was pointless had purpose, that the silence was mercy, that the waiting was preparation. Every unanswered prayer will make sense when you see the greater story I was writing behind the scenes. And you will realize that my watching was not a burden placed upon you. It was a promise kept for you. I never stopped seeing you because I never stopped loving you. My eyes have been the constant thread through every fleeting moment of your life. And when you stand before me, you will finally feel what I've known all along. You were worth watching over. And as eternity unfolds, my gaze will not grow distant or dim. For love such as mine does not end when the story does, it becomes the story itself. You will live forever in the warmth of that gaze, where no sorrow can enter, no shadow can fall. The same eyes that watched you weep will now watch you rejoice, and the same love that once carried you through darkness will now carry you into everlasting light. Look around, my beloved, yes, even now, for the gaze that will one day welcome you home is already upon you. And I whisper to you, even in this moment of time, what I will whisper again in eternity: I never looked away. Amen.